Hey there, let's talk about something I think we all deal with. This kind of emotional weight that we carry around, sometimes without even realizing just how heavy it is. We're going to explore what it really means to put down that heavy stone and find a way to feel a whole lot lighter.
So let me just ask you, straight up, do you ever feel like some old hurt is just holding you back? You know, like you're stuck replaying a moment over and over, and it's just heavy. If you're nodding along, you're definitely not alone. So think of this as our chance to sit down together and really understand that weight.
Okay, let's dive in with this metaphor, because it's just perfect. Grudges are heavy stones. I mean, you can almost feel that, can't you? It makes it so tangible. It's not just a bad feeling or a bad mood. It's a real burden. It's something you are actively carrying, and it's holding you back from where you want to go. So our very first step on this journey together is simple. We just need to understand what we're carrying. Before we can even think about putting it down, we've got to be honest with ourselves about the true weight of this stone.
So, what is a grudge, really? I mean, it's so much more than just being angry. The key word here is persistent. It sticks around. And the most crucial part is at the end there. It creates a toxic cycle of negativity. It's not just a single event, it's a feedback loop that we get trapped in.
And you know, that cycle has a real cost. Think of your emotional energy like the battery on your phone. Holding on to a grudge, that's like having an app running in the background 24/7, just constantly draining your power. And it leaves you with way less battery for the good stuff, for joy, for connection, for just being present in your own life.
Okay, so if it's so draining, that leads to a pretty big question, right? Why? Why do we do it? Why do we cling so tightly to something that actually hurts us? Well, as strange as it sounds, there can be a surprising comfort in holding on. And it is so important to be kind to yourself about this. These reasons are completely human. Sometimes that grudge feels like proof of what we survived. It validates our hurt, right? It can feel like a shield protecting us from ever being that vulnerable again. And honestly, that familiar ache can feel safer and more comfortable than the scary, unknown feeling of actually letting it go.
But here's the catch. That comfort, it's a trap. And the real point here is that this attachment, this thing we're clinging to for a sense of safety, is the very thing that keeps us stuck. It's that loop playing over and over, and as long as we're stuck in it, we just can't move forward into the life that's waiting for us.
So this brings us to a crossroads, a really critical choice. We have to consciously stop and weigh the burden we're carrying against the freedom we could have. What is this resentment actually costing you, day in and day out? And this just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? Look at the two paths. On one side, you have the reality of carrying that stone. You're drained, you're stuck in negativity, you're missing out. But then, look at the other side. Setting it down isn't about pretending it didn't happen. It's about making room. Room for joy, room for your own well-being, room for real transformation and a future that isn't defined by your past. So let's talk about making that choice. How do we actually put the stone down? This next part is all about flipping the script on the whole idea of forgiveness, seeing it not as weakness or surrender, but as the ultimate act of taking back your own power.
I really want this to sink in, because it's everything. Forgiveness is not about saying what they did was okay. It's not for them at all. It is a gift that you give to yourself. It's a tool that you use to cut the cord to the past so you can start your own transformation. It's you deciding that your future is way more important than your hurts.
Okay, so how do we start? Let's make this real. 3 steps. First, just acknowledge the pattern. No judgment, just notice it. See when that resentment pops up. What triggers it? Just seeing it for what it is, that's the first step. Second, you consciously shift your perspective. This is huge. It's moving from this was done to me to, okay, that happened, now what? It's taking the pen back and becoming the author of your story again. And third, you reclaim your power. You decide that your energy, your peace of mind today is way more valuable than winning an argument from yesterday. You take back control.
And when you start to walk this path, you're doing so much more than just dropping a rock. You're actually stepping into a whole new way of being. So let's look at the incredible benefits that come from having a lighter heart.
I mean, look at this list. What you gain is just immense. You become more resilient. You find you have more compassion, especially for yourself. Your relationships get healthier because you're not dragging that old weight into them. You experience this incredible personal growth. And the biggest one of all, you gain the freedom to actually live in a brighter, more open future. So as we close our time together, I want to leave you with this question.
You don't have to figure it all out at once. Just think about one small thing. What's the very first step, no matter how tiny it seems, that you can take today to start lightening your load?